Welcome to the Mexpreneurs Podcast, the podcast about the stories of Mexican tech startup founders who are building world-class, fast-growing companies and having a positive impact at a large scale. My name is Sergio Chavez. I'm a Mexican based in Germany, a tech startup founder, executive, and mentor, and your host. Today we welcome back Sebastian Guerrero together with his co-founder, Ary Molchadsky. Sebastián and Ary, together with Rodrigo Yeo, are the founders of Freela, a future work startup based in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. Freela is a self-management platform that features the tools and perks freelancers need to run their daily business routine, acting as a freelancer's back office. It is built by freelancers for freelancers. Freela serves customers across Mexico, the Middle East, and other emerging economies. The company was founded in 2023, and 4 months after its go-live, it reached 3,500 users. It also participated in prestigious accelerator programs such as the LSE Generate Incubation in the UK, Pygma in Colombia, and the Founder University by Jason Calacanis in the US. It also completed its pre-seed round, raising over $400,000. Sebastian is CEO and Ary is Chief Product Officer. While Sebastian and Rodrigo are the two original founders of Freela, Ary joined later as a refounder, giving a new boost to the startup. Sebastian is responsible for the overall company leadership, strategy, go-to-market, and fundraising. Ary leads product, customer success, and partnerships. In addition, Rodrigo is Chief Operations Officer. He is responsible for operations and data analysis. I hope you enjoy. Support for this episode comes from Partnership Leaders, the leading community of partnership professionals and executives in SaaS and tech with over 1,500 members globally. We're living in the decade of the ecosystem, and every CEO needs to become a partnership leader. Just take a look at the top companies in the world today like Microsoft, Google, and Apple. They have all become platform companies, and partnership executives in IT have been the ones leading these transformations. Partnership Leaders brings these executives together and is building a playbook to enable CEOs and business leaders across industries to transform their organizations into platform companies. If you're a tech startup founder, Partnership Leaders is the place for you to learn how to leverage partnerships to take your business to the next level. I'm a member of PL and co-host of the Germany chapter and have seen firsthand the richness and value of this incredible community. Visit partnershipleaders.com to learn more and to apply to become a member. Make sure to mention in your application that Mexpreneurs referred you so you can receive a special price if your application is accepted. Hello, Sebastián, Ary, welcome to the show.
How's it going, Sergio?
Hi, nice to meet you, Sergio.
Very good, very good. Sebastián, great to see you again. And Ary, a pleasure to have you here. So thank you for taking the time.
Here we are, Sergio. Thank you for hosting us and ready to start this chat about how we can help freelancers across the world.
So, Sebastián, let's then kick it off by please sharing with us what is Freela.
Freela is a self-management platform that allows the freelancers to concentrate the perks and the tools that they need to operate their business as a freelancers.
And why exactly is that so relevant? I assume there's many freelancers that are listening at us that are probably doing this in some shape or form. But what is that big problem that you guys realized, and why have you been building these?
This came across from the experience of failure when I decided 4 years ago to launch my first marketplace when I was trying to collect, and this is something that we spoke last time, that I was trying to collect consultants with SMEs, right? Based on that, what I realized was it was a big and a better chance for me to start focusing on only the community that I was really care, who was the experts, who was those freelancers who was working as an independent professionals across the world. I just put on the table the circumstances, and I was like, listen, man, building on a marketplace is just who's coming first. The chicken and egg situation is draining your marketing expenses, is draining your energy. Rather, when you are talking only to the freelancers, kind of like you are talking, you have the same tone, you have the same conversation, you are trying to build something that it's very relevant for these people. I personally believe that my mission with this, it's way more impactful than just providing services. It's the whole mission of Freela today. It's to make the freelancers be freelos, don't solos.
And how big is it? Because now with the explosion of the gig economy, with many people going into freelance mode or probably having a job and being a freelancer on top of that, like how big is the freelancing community nowadays?
We're talking about millions, right? We're talking about like just if we focus on the numbers, we can say that the growth in Philippines is about 208% year over year. We're talking about the growth in South America, it's around 105% year over year. And the market size, it's about millions people. So the global market size, it's about 1.1 billion freelance in the world, 54 million people across Latin America, and 17 million people working as a freelance with freelance activities in Mexico.
It's a huge thing. And that's freelancers, like including, I don't know, consultants, designers.
All kind of service, independent service provider.
Like contractors.
And you guys are tackling something you're mentioning also regarding the back office. But why is it such a big pain for freelancers, this thing about the back office?
Yeah, well, back on the day when we were trying to connect them to the work opportunities, to the job opportunities, and later on, Ary is going to talk about how and when we decided to join forces on this. It was just not the only thing that they were missing. When you're a freelancer, it's not just the work what you need. It's to not feel lonely in the hard journeys. It's about how you can feel, in a way, protected, and how there's no solutions that provide anything else than just the sales part. Why? Because it's the marketplaces there, you just focus on going with these aggressive commissions, over 60% commissions fees sometimes, when for me was, listen, I really want to have the feeling that I'm building something for our community. And just the other day, I was listening to Sam Altman, and he was just saying that, as you know, he used to be the CEO and from Y Combinator when all the big unicorns were there. When you look at his numbers and their numbers, they were saying that all these Uber, Airbnb, all those companies, they were focusing on the very niche needs in order to scale, not the massive market, not the big competitive markets. They were focusing on the needs, on the niche needs, to attending well and then grow from there. And this is the same case that I found in these circumstances, because when you talk about the first platform, if I'm just saying to you, I have a freelance platform, the first thing that came to your mind is I'm building a marketplace that can connect one to A to Z, and they're going to make business together. Good. But it's not the case. The case is that the freelancer lives alone, lives by himself, is lonely in general. Also, it comes with benefits to be independent, to be free. And this is when we decided that building and putting all the tools together in one place, that they have been built already and they are in the market, but they are not target for the freelancers, it was a better chance for us to build and grow with a bigger message for them. And this is exactly what Freela is about. Freela is a hub that collects all the tools and all the perks that make sense to the freelancers to know that exist in the market and get it in the benefits that we, as a company that connect and negotiate for them as a bulk, let them get access to the benefits of discounts, or let them get access to the benefits of lower commissions fees for example, with payment gateways. We are not the ones that we are designing the last payment gateway, right? We are the platform that identifies all the payment gateways that can reckon the activities of the freelancers, and then the freelancers can decide based on wherever they are incorporated or wherever they operate their business, which payment gateway is going to work in a better term for them. But the mainly reason those payment gateways are working with us is because we come across with a big negotiation that we give them a better rate. So they pay less commission on that. All the freelancers going to pay less commission in all the payment gateways if they come through us.
So you're basically bringing together all of those best-in-class tools that are out there in the market.
This is payment gateway, but we also speaking about hospitality. When you are employed by a company, you might have like a royalty program or something with some, like, I don't know, with Marriott Bonvoy or whatever. It's not the case for a freelancer. So we also work with our team constantly in achieve new partnership that we can prove to them that they can get 50. Like, for example, we have a partnership with Selena that they can come with from 5 to 50% discount in their stay. So we're saying that if you want to be a nomad for quite some time, I give you 50% discount in your stay, which is, I think, crazy.
So what's then the big vision that you guys have for Freela? So do you see these like, okay, you're becoming a freelancer or you're a seasoned freelancer, you become part of Freela and you basically have your whole toolkit behind, like, what's that big vision that you guys are looking after?
If we're talking about the vision, We are building the self-management platform infrastructure that a professional freelancer it can be run their businesses efficiently and provide them stability. For us, our mantra is let them be freelos, but don't solos. So we are building this self-management infrastructure that they can just connect their entire operation business in our site.
And if I may also ask, like, what's the secret sauce? Because you were mentioning there's some other solutions in the market there connecting, I don't know, buyers with the freelancers. But what's that secret sauce from Freela? What are those things that make you guys so special?
I think that when one experiences it firsthand, they can be much more empathetic and know where to go from there. We base on the experience and we were freelancers too. So this is the main idea to say, go for it. And it's not only about freelancers and spoil alert, Sebas, don't hate me, but more people than freelancers will use our platform from other benefits that Sebas will tell you in some minutes. Honestly, our idea is to democratize opportunities around all the world and encourage all talents to showcase themselves, step out of their comfort zone, and above all, not feel limited in finding the best job opportunities that can change their quality of life. Let's think about it. It's something where one dedicates almost 30% of their lifetime working, It's one of the ideas.
I think that one of the main reasons we're building this is I like to think that when I start doing my own freelance activities, if somebody could be there next to me, just making sure that I was like they were protecting my interest. There's many things, and the secret sauce, I would say that the only difference with any other company is that this is a staff of 10 people that it's working every day and breathing, eating, dreaming with freelance activities. And what we need to do as a team in order to make the freelos don't feel solos. That's the whole about. That's the secret sauce. We are trying to make them feel, and we want to get to the point where the freelancers, they know that they need to download or they need to use Freela, because Freela is their best ally to start their business operations as a freelancers.
So basically from the time that they get started and either by own choice or by whatever reason, then they go into freelancing. Freela would be, let's say, that companion of them throughout their whole journey as a freelancer.
And we need to look at the picture in more details. Sometimes you are not choosing to be a freelancer by choice. Sometimes it's a demand by the market. The lack of work exists out there. Everyone is cutting budgets on the people, on the payroll. Sometimes it hits you fast and it hits you out of nowhere. And when some of those experiences, I'm not going to say that I get on a layoff or anything like that, but I experienced to decided to be an entrepreneur as a freelance. Man, nothing was there. Yes, I have a marketplace, but in the marketplace, there's thousands of people. And then from the thousands of people, how you can express that you are the one, that you are the most talented there, because there's people that is willing to do the same job as you for 50% less. In this case, it's not that. For us, the point and the main core of this that we're building every day is the freelancers, right? To not make them feel that they are alone in their journey. I'm going to say something for the kids out there, because obviously nowadays you can be a freelancer when you turn into an 18 or maybe less. And it could be good to go to Ibiza, man. And it could be, I love Ibiza. I just came from that. But it could be good to be to Ibiza or to whatever, Bali. Bali now is a trend. But man, you are not thinking forward to what's going to happen with your retirement if you're a freelancer. So all that mindset and all that think forward, we are doing for the freelancers. So we are now trying to develop solutions for the freelance retirement, across to many other tools.
And I think looking at the whole life cycle as a freelancer, no? Because many people go into freelancing not even thinking probably about the retirement, as you mentioned, no? or about this whole trend of digital nomads, no? That you can be living in different places. And it's not, I would assume that you don't learn about it or you don't prepare for that until you're hit with, oh shit, like now I need to do something about it. But what you guys are trying to do is like lay down this whole path of this is what it means to be a freelancer end to end.
Yes, just to tell you and go ahead to many other questions I'm sure you're going to put there. I want to share with you what are the values of this company. In Freela, we always believe remote. It's all about to learn and teach every day. And there's the two most important. One is to understand that we are and we have to be the real deal for our freelancers. But the most important is how our work as part of Freela team will impact people, businesses, which means family income stability. This is how we work, and this is how we understand the daily basis of building and professionalize the freelance industry.
And that last point that you mentioned, I think it's fascinating because there's so many people that I met even personally that jump into freelancing with a lot of questions about stability. How am I going to make money out of it? How am I going to make a living out of these? Is it going to be enough, or what are the different options? So I think the fact that you guys are building these community, these platform to give them those answers when they jump into this adventure is fascinating.
Don't forget that we come from a pandemic where remote work emerged worldwide and as a new innovative and effective work modality. And most of the companies and most of the people see that. So for this reason, we want to, in this platform, put all the doubts that the people have in order to be freelance, like execute a contract, how to invoice, how to get paid, and another things that you can solve here from any part in the world.
And guys, please walk me through what's been the traction that you've seen. So we talk about the numbers in terms of how big the freelance community globally is, but since the launch of Freela, like how's the evolution? How many freelancers are using? What's been the growth in these months since Freela started?
The whole journey of being part of the freelance industry, it came from 2020, where it was this massive learn, big failure, but massive learn. I prefer to put it in that way. From there, it took us some time we went through across multiple program incubations where they were very keen to let us in as a founders, but they were just questioning a little bit of what was the business model before. Thanks to Pygma Colombian incubation program, super recommended. We decided to pivot and step out from what was our main idea to go back, step back, and just think wisely what was the best and what was the main reason we were building this and what was the motto that we constantly have when we realized was just working for the freelancers and taking care of them. Then this turned into like just hold the whole ideation and launch again last year. We decided to launch in the Q3 of 2023. And right now we're talking about getting 5,000 users in a growth from the Q3 to now that we are in the Q2 of the year, right? Well, just to the new Q3. But this is what happened. And you can tell that, we are not the company that is big funded by different corporations and we can just go and spend massively in marketing. No, it's all about the narrative and it's all about the mission that we have, that there's something there that the freelancers likes to share with their freelancers friends. And this is what is happening now. It's becoming something that it's growing organically.
And these 5,000 users or these 5,000 freelancers, they are scattered all across the globe or are they primarily located?
Well, this happened in a very interesting way. As you know, Freela is an asynchronous company. It's based in the UAE and it's based in Mexico. And at the very beginning when we launched, the 47% of our entire database was from Asia, was from Middle East and from South Asia. The rest was across the world. One of our allies in Mexico pushed us to start focusing on the market in Mexico rather than the Southeast Asia market. And this swapped completely to now mention to you that it's 80% database from Mexico, and I would say that 10-15% is Latin America, and then it's nothing about Southeast Asia.
And the reason for these change in the profile of the users, what have been the implications for the company overall? Because I would assume that the needs from the freelancers in Southeast Asia, from the freelancers in Mexico, Latin America, are probably slightly different, or what are some of the implications of this change in geographical focus?
I would say it's language barrier because at the end of the day, if you look at the big screen of the map, apart from the if you look at the whole market of freelancing, 60% of the total market belongs to the US, which is a very accommodating market. And there's a whole full infrastructure to operate as a freelancer in the USA. But outside of that, mostly of the biggest economies and freelance activities are in emerging economies. It wasn't a big change. It was just probably like a language barrier where we swapped to Spanish instead of focusing on English platform. And obviously the budget that we only have budget for one or two markets, so we were not able to shoot and post in Spanish and then in English and then la la la. So it was just to be precise on where to put all the efforts.
And for greater focus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Guys, in terms of the team setup, I have the pleasure to talk to both of you, but what is the team setup behind Freela?
People from everywhere, but following by the same kind of like mindset and also living the experience of something that is coming up in Freela. The team is based in the multiple cities. We have people in Miami, we have people in Boston, we have people in Mexico City, we have people in Ary is based in Buenos Aires, we have people in Panama, we have people in Dubai, we have people in Stockholm, we have people in London, we have people in Colombia, we have people in all those countries. And it's an asynchronous team that, for good or for bad, is a 24/7 company.
And please tell me more about the founding team. I would love to hear more about the founding team and also about the evolution of the founding team, because I think you guys have a great story there.
Well, me and my co-founder, Rodrigo, which is the COO of the company, we started working together on a consulting firm. And after 6 years of working together as colleagues, we decided to pivot to this project that was also supported for the majority of the partners in that consulting firm, and we make that spin-off, right? After some time, we realized that we were building tech, but we were building tech without any CTO. So it was like, how come we can just do that if we don't have any technical founder? Because at the end of the day, you're building tech, you need a technical founder. You cannot just outsource those tools. So this is when I invite to join Turredel, which is our CTO and co-founder of the team. He was high merit alumni from Cuba who was moving to Dubai. And now, well, it's based in Miami. And then there's something that we didn't know what to call it, but it was one of the most amazing things that happened to Freela in the last year, who was to find our refounder. That thanks to you, Sergio, now I know how to call my big star in this team, which is Ary, that we met. You want to know something? We are business partners for like a year, and we were not even able to handshake our hands. We don't know each other in person.
But nowadays, I think before COVID, nobody would have thought that that was possible. But now there's partnerships, there's all sorts of strong collaborations happening in a fully virtual setup.
The opportunities exist. Anyone only needs to go for it. In a networking call where I was sharing some experience and talking about entrepreneurships and this type of things with the head of UX UI for a company, from a Colombian company, he put on contact me to Sebas, and for this day, Sebas hate me because all the days I put another challenge over the table.
Yeah.
And then, what's your role as a refounder or as a late co-founder? What's been your role in, because of course there was already this ongoing project, the Freela. You joined in the middle where it was already getting started.
It's a pain in the ass officer. This is the first role. No, Ary, please enlighten us.
Hate me. I think that my best responsibility is to making them question everything they do, and challenge each step in order to make the best experience. And on the other hand, we have a lot of, in my case, I have a lot of bad experiences, my jobs and works that for me there where I changed my mindset, and nowadays I say that they are good experiences. All depends on the point of view that your mindset set. For this reason, I try to empathize all the time with the freelancers, and in this sense, to get the best tool in order to help them with the back.
It's bigger, the role, I would say, for Sergio. For me, having Ary in our team is one of the most pleasant things that happened to Freela, in a good and in the heavy way, right? Because he really started questioning why we're doing whatever we're doing. But the most important thing is that he empathized with all the people that we are building on a everyday tools for them, and being more than just customer success manager, being the person that going into the details of why our users are using X solution or why they are not using it, or if they understand what it's all about Freela, or if they are expecting something different from the message they got. And based on that, obviously, then it's when he also push big and good deals for the freelancers under the umbrella of Freela with our business partners and with our business allies.
It sounds like you brought new energy, a new wave of strength into the team, Ary, as you joined.
I don't know if I did, but it's my idea.
Thanks to Ary, nowadays we can mention that in Freela you can get your insurance worldwide as a freelance. So wherever you are and wherever you're based, you can have a nomad insurance that can give you a coverage of $1,500,000 in worldwide. So this is all thanks to Ary, just paying $85, I believe, and then you're good to go everywhere in the world.
This is the surprise.
That's incredible. So, guys, what I would love to learn is what are some of the key priorities for Freela in the upcoming months? What are some of the big things that you're cooking? So what are some of the things that are coming down the pipe? And also the support that you're looking for to continue growing this project?
We are improving our platform. We focus on Freela understood that for some reason, most of the portals for freelancers kind of like work with the branding based on, think about on a table when you are with a family full of doctors and there's these black sheep who say, I'm a freelancer. They don't take that person seriously, man, honestly. So we want to look at this case as, okay, we need to make this guy shut out the mouths of the people. So how we're going to do and what we're going to do in order to make that happen. So we are elevating Freela branding to another level, and we are elevating the UI UX experience to another level, where we're going to make look this way more professional, way more serious, way more adult, because this is what it is. You need to start knowing that as a freelancer, you can make tons of money, but if you take the shit seriously. Then based on that, there's two new allies that come across to the payment gateways that they are promising to deliver the lowest commission rates for our users. So we're talking that we already have the most competitive rates in order to invoice your clients as a freelancer. But now these two players coming across with the lowest rates in the market out there globally. On the other hand, about to launch two solutions. One is with one of the most improvement companies from Argentina, where we're going to launch a global nomad insurance for the freelancers. And the biggest move is this. We recently signed with the UAE and government and one of the biggest families in the UAE to be able to provide freelance visas to all the freelancers out there. And that this doesn't require to the people to move to the UAE. It's just to set up your residency here and set up your bank accounts where you're having a friendly tax efficiency country, right? And this is one. And what's coming after this is that, as I mentioned, we have people in Panama, we have people in Cyprus, we have people in many parts of the Mediterranean where you can live nice and you also can live with the concept of no taxes. We are promoting all these things because we are about to launch the first digital solution to issue freelance visas across the world for the freelancers officially, first with the UAE program, but then it will come Panama, Armenia, Cyprus, and many others. Singapore.
There's so many exciting things that are happening. And in terms of, let's say, partners, like if there's any companies out there that are listening to you guys, are you looking for some specific type of partners, also investors for growing this solution?
Yes, please. So any kind of business that thinks that the freelance market and the freelance industry, it's for them as a market, it's a time for them to come with us and speak what we can deliver to them. If it's a co-working space, if it's a hotel, if it's an insurance company, if it's a payment gateway, we collaborate with all the tools that exist already in the market to put it in just one place for the freelancers. We are collecting every day thousands of freelancers. More than welcome for those companies who are looking to target freelance as one of their audiences. And funding, we are raising. We're looking for the new scale. We're looking for the new growth. Yeah, it's our time to start doing all the new target funding and going for the new round. For all the funds, we only focus on raise money in the GCC We only focus to raise money in Latin America, and potentially we can also raise money from VCs in Europe.
And these are primarily capital allocators focused on things like future work, freelancing. Those are sort of like the main topics, or what are some of the main focus areas?
Yeah, it has to be funds that understand the value of economy and the future of work. It's those the ones that we are targeting, and not necessarily only funding from venture capital. We also speak with big corporations, partners that they are happy to fund on loans for specific reasons. So, for example, the way we are able to process the different visa programs across the world this is with government entities. Any embassy, Mexican embassy, who can reach us out and put us in contact with governmental offices that they are willing to attract freelance for their activities. We need to understand that we're not talking about cheap freelancing. We're talking about very potential high network individuals that they work on freelance activities, but they make good money and they are willing to spend that money in places. Why I'm saying this? Because you can ask Bali if this works. We can ask Mexico City if this is working. We're talking about all these people that wants to live in different areas from where they're from, and they want to join to spend money, the money that they make from strong economies, living in emerging economies.
Exciting times for sure, Sebastian and Ary. And we're unfortunately reaching the end of our conversation. I think that you guys have so much in store for the upcoming months. But what I would love just to close our conversation is just to get from each of you, what's your best advice for aspiring founders? I think you guys are entrepreneurs yourselves. You guys are freelancers yourselves. What would be the best advice that you would give someone that is looking to do a high-scale venture as the one that you're building?
In my opinion, it's a matter of daring to step out of your comfort zone, believing more in yourself, and daring to. With perseverance and conviction, primarily, you reach all the goals that you want to take. And obviously, we will be there to encourage you to like your skills in anywhere in the world.
For the folks out there who are trying to start a business, if you want to start a business in your home country, just go ahead and make sure that you're going to be resilient enough to not break and keep going even when the storm is almost flooding you. You just need to keep going and believe in that. And as I say in the first half of this podcast, you also need to make sure that you're safe. So first protect yourself economically and then build the rest. I'm not saying be greedy. I'm not saying take a lot, but just make sure you're okay. Once you're okay mentally and financially, you become a stable person. And then is when you're ready to go. For the fellas who wants to start a business out there, but not just out there, also overseas, being an expat, being a foreigner, make sure that you are doing it in the right time. And that right time means that, everyone has their own formula, but what works for me at the time was to have my own pace, to have my own time, not having any attachment, not having any other responsibility rather than myself, and just the same, believe, and develop social skills. If you don't have social skills, develop those. If you have social skills, don't let those social skills confuse yourself with what is a reality and what is a fantasy, and just focus on build this. Every time that you're receiving a hit, a hard punch, it's because something better will come after that. You're going to come stronger. So just keep going.
So daring and keep going. I love that.
And hustle.
And hustle. Well, guys, fantastic. Thank you for these. And again, thank you for your time. Thank you also for the big announcements that you just shared in terms of what you have in store. Of course, I wish you all the best. And we will be following together with the rest of the Mexpreneurs community of all of these great developments that you have at hand. So thank you, guys. And I appreciate you being here today.
Thank you, Sergio. Stay tuned, Freelos.
Thank you very much for the space. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And thanks to you for joining us today. Please remember to subscribe via your favorite podcast app to be notified about new episodes and share with us your feedback. We would love to hear from you. Thank you also to the Mexpreneurs team, Valeria Morel, Hector Barragan from Hyper Voltage, Francisco Jaimes, Pamela Elizalde, Katia Cruz, Rocío Marroquín. I am Sergio Chavez. See you next time.